Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Discovery Scouts and Pirates of the Caribbean film series here. Happy New Year's! Welcome to 2022 and 365 days. And today is Friday, January 28th, 2022. Um, I just got my paper cuts under my chin and can do my shave on my bears and every Saturday of 6 or 7 days, and I'm just playing about Jurassic World Evolution 2. I'm just gonna have to pause it quick. I'm sorry about that, guys. Um, and there's just gonna have a lot of problems to her about the hunter quality of the wild on the patch notes about 1.15 updates. It's also about February comes out soon as it can about 1 or 2 weeks. And Jackson Beard, DD33, Whiskey, we just make it about issues about for Call for the Wild. Like we did it about Mississippi Aquarius is hard. There's one that steals alligators in there about Class 6. And raccoons should be at about the changes from Class 1 to about Class 2s for the common raccoons. And if it still has wild hogs, white-tailed deers, and black bears, still Class 7s, Easter wild turkeys, Easter cotton-tailed rabbits, and so randomly. So I definitely watched this about playing a whole lot about. We started to for the latent lakes due to the about hardest as I can about story missions for Colton Lockie, and the side missions also about 7 for each. So 7 for each of the sides. So 7 to 8 of those guys, and so 8 guys in the latent lake as award administrations as the Pacific Northwest includes itself the free hunts for mullet dogs and cottontail and white-tailed jackrabbits, and so I do care. So I do care for the hunt for the jackrabbits for the following issues for this forest, the shrubs and bushes, and I shot. So I look down. So I look up there straight to it about the mullet dogs, as I'm also gonna have in taxonomizations from the emergency takeoffs. 1 for coyotes, 3 for ducks, and 2 for coyotes, and 1 jackrabbits for the carcass sharing takeoff. And so I basically is so fox lunch should be about the red fox and jackrabbits. Um, I I assure Lisa truly is, and which is scolded about one for the 15 minutes ago. Um, I have to say this once, and even though the people could love those Call for the Wild updates, and rescues could be about made for the mod for glitching animals for Hunger Savannah. For glitches, those specimens for lions, Cape buffaloes, Gensbox, lesser kudos, springboks, and scrub hares, and side-strap jackals, then blue wildebeest. It's a lot of her. That could be a lot of herds, and Gensbox, indefinitely. That could be only 9 of them. So, lots of mod are around there for about 9 regions, and those for Hunger Savannah. It includes itself for Coon Nevada Land and Nadolfo Gorge, and then Central Savannah, Fever Forest Tree, and also known as Fever Tree Forest. And so Mepolu, I just gonna tell that this one's the speaker of which are the African languages, and those about African peoples, those about the concerns about 2.0 African Aquis reserves. So I know what we're talking about. So new African hunting reserves. Um, we know we get some about leopards, greater kudos, still great as the blue wildebeest. New ones are plain zebras, stills, Gansbox, as a new animal common species, common inland, spotted hyenas, Egyptian goose, still the ringneck pheasants, and still lions, and jackals, and mostly new ones about the herd of those different medium or small animals, impalas and gazelles, and so those African leopards. I don't know why it would just I don't know why it would just doing this stuff definitely go to something else. To make a storyline. All they needed to do was just checking for about the story mission onlys. It's kind of like this work this out for you guys for Nova, right? And I'm gonna save those guys. I'll be right back. Well, back here about last 35 seconds ago. I just turned the game off, and I just definitely wanted to see this one. The sandbox is a sauna medium at Jurassic Park 3, but it's a sauna on Site B, and right now, so I'll be back into watching and playing the game, and about tomorrow something, and that's okay. I just able to be confirmed to this watching on SmackDown, and comes out about 8 as the Royal Rumble as about tomorrow. It's includes itself about 4 to 8. It's been about 4 hours later. It's usually about 30 men's Royal Rumble as a one each for the winners, and 30 women Royal Rumbles as the winner for one each for this woman as a woman as eliminated. Then we'll see if we can watch this on tomorrow at pay-per-views today. So I know this could be about the hardest as I can about the Mississippi actress is due to about the story mission sellings. So still need to probably the still now needs to about story mission selling. So I'm gonna say today is my last. So tomorrow's the last day. Should be about QA series. My last day as QA is about tomorrow. I guess yes. So Pirates of the Caribbean Movie Madness. The last day is probably just about Tuesday, February 1st, during the end of this January. But so I can't do that videos every day. So those people don't want to see walking through the sidewalks and across the street. So people can't do. People don't want to hold your phone right across the street. Then it's I don't want it to break the law. So of course it is against the law. So I don't want it to hold my phone and then do my videotaping. There's no reasons. And then my responsible. This is my responsible for those people. Those people have driving those to the car to have to make sure to be look out over there, the right, left, forward, and backward behind. And the reason is that the law enforcement this tells me about don't even hold the phone on your don't hold the phone while you're doing your videotapes, and that should be about a legal violation wellness policies. Then if this is your responsibility to keep the phone in your pocket. So just make sure to keep walking on the street due to the normal kind, do this dried up. And then I'm gonna tell you something about really important. Just remember that about almost 6 years. 6 years passed. We're gonna do no one. We're gonna do that about rule number one. Just about three each. About the three different things to feel cautious to do. So rule number one. Don't put a phone up while you're doing the videos there while you're in and about the last 30 minutes ago while you're doing the videotape for sidewalks. Be sure to look out behind. Make sure to look out behind those walkers and joggers and bikers and any others that could be behind you. If you do wanted to make sure to be moving out of the way and let the guys in the sidewalks do they enter it to give it some space. Most dudes are about the people some space. So don't do that the videos. Don't do that the videos and about while you're doing the sidewalks on the outside. Then this is your responsible. If you cannot use the videotapes while you're sidewalks, then you can't. If you can't be sure about put it in your pocket or put your phone away, then that's why you can be, yes, that's why you're always responsible. Be lookout for those behind the right for those runners, the bikers, and even those are a lot of kids and school buses and traffics and sidewalks crossing the street. And that's gonna be about we really in danger in the streets without permission on your phone out with on the phone out to hold it in your hand. So be sure to don't use the phone out there for the outdoors. So rule number two. Then what was it supposed to do? So keep your phones in your pocket. So make sure to don't text any people on this. If you text your families or friends, be sure to look out at those cars. Be sure to look out at those cars. The traffic people doesn't want you to text in your phone while you're walking across in the street. And be sure to keep your phones away while you're waiting about for the sidewalks when there's stop signs. And if you go for a walk, be sure to put your phones away in your pocket. Just go for a walk. And then so I basically you can also about walk straight up there to the sidewalks. Be sure always look out to the right and left and behind to the right and left. And you want to be sure to stay safe and be cautious to be excellency 100%. Then that should be pretty good on it. As you always do about the lookouts to do it in 100%. When the stop sign, when I'm waiting. And so the walk signs, I go for the walk for the cross to the street. So rule number 3. That's the last one. Then always keep your phones away in your pockets, in the wallets. So don't wait for them to don't do the thumbs up. So don't do anything about the strangers or those peoples. A lot of people don't want to get strangers while somebody's driving. If somebody gets talk to you, don't listen to them while you're walking. And so every people could be like this about the maximum weights. You usefully about being respectfully for those people all around the world. You're in at Pierce County, and the thing is, we just want them to make it do to something about the most important. All I have to need to do is check people out there and try to make sure to taking time with about 30 seconds and after a stop signs for his crosswalk. And so the traffic drivers must wait patience. So I must wait patiently during the 1 to 2 each. So make sure you're gonna need to stop and let the drivers in. Then for right now, be sure to let the driver stop and be sure you're turned You could walk in straight to the cross the street without the phone videotaping without permissions. Alright? So it sounds like any questions are about the reasons about traffic consciously influenza? Alright, that should be it for now. That should be normal for now. I kind of like the very important for you guys that are about the dudes that are about the game at Extreme could. So trip years on a day on the Hunter Call the Wild. So mods on the Rangerdilla Wheels and mods on Yukon Valley and Silver's Peaks. So I basically it's just a lot of them, lot of research, just glitching animals in there. Has no idea. So I do notice that about whole special educations. It's not even about the legal permanently and permissions. So what we're about to sing is as the Yukon Valley as the first use about modifications for glitching animals. They're mostly like grizzly bears. Grizzly bears is just about just standing and running just top of their the train tracks and lumber shores. Then Rustline Ridge, they do have the caribou herds, a lot of moose, the bisons, the wolves, the coyotes, and without Harquin ducks. So they only six of them. I definitely to see these ones that could be funniest moments. The whole glitching animals they have about wolves, it still has glitching and running and freeing, and caribous and moose, the bisons, the foxes, and bears, everything. I do not know about definitely. I understand it about sometimes. Then, so do you know why about Yukon Valleys was mods glitching animals about this? It is as far as I am concerned, and that could be the unacceptable to about the glitching animals and definitely about 5 Saurichians and about 5 regions with 11 Saurichians. And let's go for the next one is Solar's Peaks mods glitching animals. Even though the pronghorns, bighorn sheep, the mountain goats, the bisons, the mule deers, black bears, Rocky Mountain elks and turkeys and mountain lions and because so you know about the miscarry on that there's chances about for these ones the those are about risky. I don't think it about it to describe yet about riskies, and so I do a lot of those about very interestingly is was not for the breaking news. Then the whole patch notes was the every two guys who was fixes those problems from glitching animals and sinking down from the ground. Though the animals sink down in there to the grounds. They must be Sanka and Megs and Jaxie Beer. Jaxie Beer was fixing about send the ports the problem from glitching and sinking animals down to the ground, and most glitching someone else due down here about 2 months ago. So Jackseed says it takes it about 1 or 2 weeks, and it's probably that comes out about shoes. It's all I'm concerned about February 11 or might be about might be about 4th or 11. I can imagine the detail. So I do not know if those glitchy animals Mississippi acres as known as the white-tailed deer as stills, alligators, black bears, wild hogs, cottontail rabbits, east wild turkeys, and bobwhite quails is still okay, and common raccoons could be problems, and gray fox. And let's go for the next one is about Ranchadilla wheels. As known as the glitching mods problem in there for about 2 months ago, Mexican bobcats, antelope jackrabbits, coyotes, whitetails, the mule deers, bighorn sheep, and color peccaries, and Rio Grande turkeys, and ringneck pheasants. Um, I can't imagine the smells about sensitive clearly. I'm also to have blacktails. I also about blacktails non-appearances at the Rancho de la Wheel in Mexico. They can only have two deer species that are about two deer species. Also is concerned about five of those are the herds of five Sarichians and seven Sarichians is it's not normal, it's not modifications, it's the mods. It's also made of mistakes for the mod animals made of the glitching and sinking down to those animal trophies on there. Those about the bows and archers and shotguns and handguns and rifles down to scores. And then mostly the animals gets killed. It caused about the glitch and the sinking down in there. And that's what it happens. It's been about 2 months ago. It's also have improvements in the best notes. And I don't know. So people say we don't know about the send reports to glitching reports to about animals sinking down the grounds. Its closest self for the animal glitching is also the can't run and fleeing and defensive, even though aggressive, even about the wolves and bears and lions and boars and hogs and pigs, and even the intervention do have a bobcats and lynx and mountain lions doesn't need to glit doesn't need to aggressive big cats anymore. So mountain lions does not aggressive anymore for Silver Peaks and Park Veneno and Puma, and Rancho Wheel Mexican bobcats does not aggressive anymore, and Eurasian lynx and Nevada tiger, then they can only have lions and Vahanga Savannah half aggressive, if Iberian wolf and Yukon Valley and mostly bears and Blatant Lake, Mississippi acres, then Nevada tigers, probably definitely animals who gets aggressive. Then version now on. So they just wanted to talk to about with this they just wanted to talk to the Jaxie Beard and the Spencer Worlds and Whiskies and DD33 and the Long Gamers of Scarecrows and DD33 and the Flinter and Lady Legend XO. So we're just trying to make sure to be fixed, and it's about 1 or 2 weeks due to about glitching problems from sinking and glitching animals. And that's what we're gonna do. Alright guys, so thank you so much for coming and for watching. It's good to see you guys. It's great to see you guys at about New Year's Day from the last 4 weeks and 2022. 2021 is over from 365 days. Then don't forget to hit the button to subscribe to more content, to make sure to follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook's, Google's and Tumblrs and Hangouts and doesn't cares and subscribes to non-YouTubers. Be sure to subscribe to the Gamers Expedition. Watch on Expansive Worlds, Whiskies, The Long Gamers, Scarecrows, DG33s, Jackson Beers, and Sanka the Mags, the Hunters reporters, the business reporters at Business Marketing here. And so I basically do have wanted to subscribe after about subscribe Whiskey today. Just also concerned about African 2.0s for the next hunting reserves due to about 6 months. Then let's see what it talked about it. So watch it. So feel free to watch, guys. Feel free feel free to watch this channel. Don't forget to keep your veggie mateys. It's great to see you guys. Happy New Year's.